Both wearers are in a safe position at the hinge side of the door. Number 1 will instruct number 2 to open the door so a full risk assessment can take place. Both wearers will still be behind the door in a safe position. Number 1 moves in a more suitable position to apply water. A 1 second burst is applied to split the door frame to extinguish any igniting gases. A further 1 second pulse is then applied further into the overpressure, and then a 3 second pulse into the air track. Water applied will now begin the cooling process within the compartment. The height of the overpressure within the compartment can clearly be seen from the gases being pushed out through gaps in the door. Further door entries can be carried out on the compartment until the crew feel it is cool enough to enter. During this period, when door entry has been completed and the water is cooling the compartment, it is good practice to carry out gauge checks, hose reel management, and scanning the area with a thermal imaging camera for any other fires in the vicinity. Due to the generation of steam within the compartment, door control is very important, especially when working inside a building. Following cooling of the compartment, it is good practice prior to entry of the crews to visually check with the thermal imaging camera for any casualties, location of the fire, and any venting locations within that compartment. The branch must always be at hand while undertaking a visual inspection with the thermal imaging camera, just in case of any changing fire conditions within the compartment that may need addressing. Further door entries can be carried out following the visual inspection with the thermal imaging camera. However, this has now given the crew more knowledge when they eventually do make entry into the compartment. Once the fire is under control and the crew decide the compartment is cool enough to enter, it is good practice to get everything ready prior to entering the compartment, such as gathering hose reel and both members of the team visually looking through the TIC camera at their objectives within the compartment. Again, the branch must be at hand to react to any changing fire conditions within the compartment. When the decision is made to enter the compartment, the number 1 must protect the number 2 at all times. The number 1 will enter the compartment first and will leave the compartment last, always protecting the number 2, and the team must not split. Once the objective has been completed, in this scenario a vent has been made, the team can retreat to a safe location to fully extinguish the fire. The thermal imaging camera can also be utilised for the extinguishment of the fire. Here you can see the crew directing a jet at the base of the fire with the aid of the thermal imaging camera.